I believe that Caitlin Clark, if they would have released a signature shoe for her this season, they would have made a kill.
Caitlin Clark may have just dropped a bombshell on Nike by reportedly signing a massive deal with Adidas. Rumors are swirling that the WNBA star, who's been flying high all season, decided to step away from Nike after being put on the back burner. If true, this could be a huge blow to Nike, who may have missed their shot at one of the biggest names in women's basketball. Adidas, on the other hand, looks like they swooped in at the perfect time. But is this move really happening? And if so, what does it mean for both brands?
Because it's not just going to benefit her, it's going to benefit everybody. If you can play, it's going to benefit all the ladies. Pay attention.
Stay until the end to find out why this deal might be a game changer. Ever since she came into the spotlight way back in high school, it was clear Caitlin Clark wasn't going to be your average basketball player. She was making headlines and filling out gyms with her 60-point games. But when she landed in college, she became a true star, which was something female basketball hasn't had in a while.
Set the bar when it comes to her impact on female athletics. She's got one of the hottest selling jerseys in sports, y'all. According to Fanatics, led by the one and only Michael Rubin, Clark's Indiana Fever jersey is apparently sold out in all sizes. It was rumored that she actually outsold Dallas Cowboy jerseys, although that hasn't been entirely confirmed, of course.
Sure, there were huge stars in the past like Cheryl Miller and Lisa Leslie, to name a few. However, in the time of social media, not one single player has been able to capture the audience's imagination like Caitlin Clark. People pack arenas just to watch her play, and she's pulling in TV viewers like nobody else. Her name is everywhere on social media, in sports news, even in casual conversations about the future of the WNBA. Nike took advantage of the situation in the beginning, signing Clark to a relatively low deal. Reportedly, it's only around $28 for multi-year contract. If Caitlin's stock keeps rising, the deal might end up making Nike billions.
As I've said plenty of times, she signed one of the worst deals in history that is only going to be worth it if she gets her signature shoe. And gets her signature shoe soon. Because if you don't know, she signed a 4-year or an 8-year, $28 million deal with Nike. If it sounds too incredibly low, I actually think 1 year, $28 million is probably closer to her actual value than 8 years, $28 million. She made, I would say, 20% of what she was actually worth. Based on.
However, Nike might make all that money because of inexplicable decision to exclude her from WDM marketing altogether. Funnier yet, they didn't have any plans on releasing her shoe for another 3 years.
Biggest basketball, the most talked about new entrant to the basketball world, and you don't have product for her.
That's where Adidas comes in. Rumors are swirling that Clark's had enough of Nike's lukewarm approach and is jumping ship to Adidas. If true, this could be one of the biggest endorsement shifts we've seen in women's basketball. Nike had the chance to make Clark their face of the future, but now it looks like Adidas is ready to seize that opportunity.
At the start of this year's WNBA season, it was announced that Caitlin Clark signed a massive endorsement deal with Nike. This deal was for 8 years, $28 million with a signature sneaker included. Now, at the time, a lot of us were so excited about this. Nike is obviously the biggest brand in athletic apparel, and Caitlin seemed to be a perfect fit for the brand. $28 million at the time, while some people, including myself, were saying that this might be a little bit too low because of the superstar that she is, it seemed to be like a fantastic deal.
It looks like Clark might have gotten tired of waiting around for Nike to do something, and who could blame her? Adidas is smart. They've been looking for a chance like this for a while, and Clark, with all her height, seems like the perfect fit for M. Let's be real, Nike kind of dropped the ball.
Now, since she has signed this contract, you guys, and her WNBA season has come and gone. And with that, Nike has not done one thing to promote her. We have not seen any commercials, we have not seen any ads, we have not seen any Caitlin Clark merchandise, and we for sure as hell have not seen any Caitlin Clark signature shoes. It is mind-blowing. When the deal was first announced, we also got to see the other offers that were on the table.
Clark's rookie season was huge, but Nike didn't really seem to notice. No big ads, no flashy commercials, no signature shoe deals pretty much crickets. Fans even started wondering if Nike was even paying attention at all. Meanwhile, Adidas has been trying to break through in women's sports, and getting Clark on board could be exactly what they need to blow up.
Adidas has been lacking a little bit for the past couple of years as far as performance. Quantity of basketball shoes go, I feel like they're lacking a little bit. They don't have that many hoop shoes, you know what I mean? Especially comparing to like Nike.
If this deal's real, you gotta imagine Adidas is ready to go all in. They know what they're getting with Clark. She's filling and was pulling in more fans than almost anyone in the WNBA. If Adidas got her locked down, they'd probably roll out a whole campaign with her at the center. Maybe even a signature shoe line, something Nike totally missed out on. But right now, it's all still rumors. No confirmation yet, but everyone's buzzing. If it turns out to be true, it's going to be a huge win for Adidas and a massive loss for Nike. Guess we just got to wait and see if this all gets confirmed or not. All right, so let's talk about Nike. How did they mess this up?
And I think a lot of it has to do with managing everything that they're hearing from athletes and participants on fan base, athletes themselves on the WNBA side, right? And maybe even Caitlin herself wants to avoid all that. And it's so controversial that instead of just like going for it, right? Like, I got handed lightning in a bottle and I don't have a shoe for her rookie year. And I'm likely not going to have a shoe for her next year. But I've got the MVP of the league, A'ja Wilson, her shoe's coming out. And it feels like a lot of this is around like avoiding upsetting that, right? Like, hey,
It's like they didn't realize what they had with Caitlin Clark. Here's a player who's smashing records, bringing more eyes to the WN than anyone in really one recent memory. And what does Nike do? Basically nothing. You think they be putting her face on every ad, pushing out merchandise, making her the next big thing? But not, they just let her sit in the background. Nike's been focusing so much on their established athletes, like A'ja Wilson, that they didn't give Clark the spotlight she deserves. So it's almost like they thought she'd just wait around. But that's not how it works, especially with someone like Clark, who's literally changing the game.
Now let me say something to all the ladies out there, okay? Somebody coming along and elevating the sport shine ultimately benefits you. Go out there, compete with her, try to bust her up if you want to, and all of that stuff. Just don't hate on the acclaim that she's getting. And I know some people out there, particularly folks, you understand, that are looking at us, especially you African American, you're thinking about all the years that you've toiled through the terrain and you've tried to elevate the sport and your own profile and your own cachet. And Madison Avenue and stuff like that, they didn't seem receptive to it. Well, times have changed. And guess what? It's going to change for the better because Caitlin Clark's going to help it change for the better. All of a sudden, we're going to see A'ja Wilson. She may get some more shine because she's that girl. Diana Taurasi going to get more shine because we know what she brings to the table. Ionescu, she's going to get more shine. Others, black, white, everything in between. It's about the ladies.
People are lining up to watch her play, and Nike didn't do much to capitalize on it. What makes this worse? Clark's got a fan base that's growing every day. She's out here filling seats and boosting TV numbers, yet Nike didn't seem to care. They could have locked her in, but instead they let Adidas swoop in. Whether they thought they had time or just didn't see the value, it's a bad look. Now, if these Adidas rumors turn out to be true, it's going to look like Nike really fumbled hard. They had a star player in their hands and just let her slip away. It's like watching someone win the lottery and forget to cash in the ticket. For years, Adidas has been trying to carve out a bigger slice of the basketball market, and signing someone like Clark might be exactly what they needed.
This is a once in a generation business opportunity with Clark, and this does get back full circle to something we were talking about earlier, which is that social sensitivities do get in the way of business. The social media era, especially on the entertainment and media side, is an era where people will choose the social over the economics.
Adidas hasn't always been seen as the go-to brand for basketball, but this deal could change that. Clark's popularity is off the charts, and now Adidas gets to be the brand that pushes her into even bigger spotlight. If this deal is real, you can bet Adidas will waste no time rolling out campaigns and honestly probably a signature shoe, and they know the value she brings, and they'll use every bit of it to boost their brand.
It's not being given to somebody whose shoe they will not buy in many cases.
Yes.
But it's about charisma. It's about what connects. It's about what resonates. There are a lot of factors to the Caitlin Clark phenomenon. When it's a big hit, it's going to be a perfect storm.
What's wild is how quickly Adidas moved compared to Nike. Nike had Clark had the chance to make her their next big star and just sat on their hands. Adidas saw the opportunity and grabbed it. And if Clark's as successful as she's been, this could be a game changer for Adidas, especially in women's sports.
At Iowa, Nike ran ads about her when she broke the record for the most points in NCAA scoring history for both the men and the women. Nike put up this huge billboard that's basically like, if you break it, you own it. And this was in Iowa. They had other ads and things that came out, but since then it has been crickets.
If Caitlin Clark's Adidas deal is real, Nike's made a huge mistake. They had one of the brightest stars in women's basketball and didn't push her the way they should have. Now Adidas is ready to run with it, and Clark's career is about to take off even more. This move could shift the landscape of women's sports marketing and boost the WNBA's profile. Now, what do you think? Did Nike fumble by not promoting Clark? Will Adidas make her their next big star? Let us know in the comments below who made the smarter move here.